It's something interesting, you know, with our kind of a rational thinking and our intellect and our ideas and plans and business plans and all that. We think we're being terribly objective and you know, just very clear and very, you know, logical. Actually, what is happening 9 times out of 10 is we're being driven by unconscious emotional stuff that we're not conscious of. And then we're dressing it up in this nice sort of rational, you know, scientists and politicians are brilliant at this, you know, but it's scientific, you know, I've proved it. Actually what's underneath is some terrible personal investment in the experiment being that way or this way. So I guess part of opening to intuition is opening to, well, what it requires is for us to become aware, more and more aware of perhaps the unconscious and the underlying things that are motivating us and prompting us that we haven't been so aware of. One of the ways I was sort of taught this phenomenon back in my Buddhist days, my original Buddhist teacher, he talked about this phenomenon of mind reactive and mind creative, he called it. Because back in my student days I was obsessed with the free will and determinism debate, which is, are we free? Do we choose? Do we make up our destiny? Make up our life? Or is it all pre-programmed and we're just a kind of product of our conditions and we're just robots and that's it, we've had it? I did psychology at university, but I also did philosophy and sociology and all those yummy things. And this was the question. What are we? Who are we? How, you know, have we got any say in any of this? And then I realised, when I heard this teaching about mind reactive and mind creative, actually it's both. And the thing that makes a difference is awareness. If we're aware, if we have consciousness, if we have pause, then we have got the freedom to choose our response to things. If we're unaware, if we're caught up in habits, we don't have the freedom, and so we are victims of our conditioning. So it's really, really very simple. So my teacher described mind reactive as when we just knee-jerk response, you know, we haven't had time, we don't pause, we're not aware enough and we're just acting blindly. That's mind reactive. Mind creative is where we've just got a bit of inner gap inside us, and therefore we can go, choose a response. And it's interesting, Pat, my husband, was pointing out that the words creative and reactive are made up of the same letters, just jumped up. So this gap really is what I think meditation can help us create. I don't know what I'd be like if I hadn't been meditating for 25 years. A very different person, I think, because, you know, meditation is what, you've all heard it, you've all practiced it, stills the mind, and it seems to kind of bend time, actually, so that you're not just in automatic pilot, you do have this gap. But it's a practice, just like getting fit at the gym. You know, if we're out of condition, we need to go to the gym before we really adept at it. Same thing with meditation, we practice. So when we sit down and meditate, we are literally just exercising our capacity to be aware.